Welcome to the Pursuit of Now podcast. I'm Chase.
And I'm Katrina.
And let the pursuit begin. And welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hope everybody's doing well. We got a good episode ahead of you today because this isn't just any episode of the podcast.
It's not?
No, it's not. Do you want to know why?
Tell me why.
Because this is the big 1-0.
10th episode.
10th episode. We are officially in the double digits of episodes.
I'm so excited.
I'm very excited. And with that being said, we're going to be talking about 10 tips to increase mindfulness for our 10th episode. Boom. 10 and 10. It matches up and it sounds cool.
There you go. I'm ready.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And if you're new to the show and you're just now hearing us for the first time, welcome. This is a show where Trina and I, we talk about serious topics without taking ourselves too seriously, obviously. But we go over things like relationships, finances, mental health, physical health, and whatever else we feel like talking about.
Exactly. And lately, we've just been figuring it out week to week.
Yeah. Yep. We've been on a real mental health kick, I feel like, lately, because that just seems to be the most interesting thing to talk about, I feel like.
Yeah, it's like the most relatable and relevant, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. So we're really excited, especially because I feel like the mindfulness is sort of the backbone of like why we started this show, was kind of along the lines of being more mindful, being present in the moment. And this is our opportunity too. This really helps us be more present in the moment by just sitting down and doing these shows and talking to each other and discussing these topics.
Yeah, because our name is literally the Pursuit of Now.
Yep.
And I think that we were drawn to that name and that idea because we struggle with that. So, you know, the pursuit of the future or thinking about the past or whatever. I mean, we're mostly future people, but...
Yeah, we are future people.
Yeah, we are. It's terrible. But that's literally like the idea we had for this whole podcast. And it's been fun to like kind of figure out like what it's going to be and just, I don't know, just watch it change as we go on. But I think this episode is going to be really important because it's literally the pursuit of now.
Yeah, we are pursuing right now.
So I'm happy that we're finally on the topic of mindfulness.
Yeah, because we have not talked about mindfulness this whole time. So, which is something we probably should have talked about earlier on, but we saved it for the big 1-0.
Yeah, the big 1-0, the big 10.
The big 10. So, and also this is a topic Trine especially struggles with. Oh my gosh.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me to defend myself, but
yeah, Trine's kind of gotten into the TikTok habit, which we're all sort of addicted to, but
yeah, TikTok, man.
Yeah. I know you were sleep talking the other night. Did you know that?
Was I?
Yeah, you were.
What did I say?
No, you were sleep talking.
I was sleep.
Like talking, like TikToking in your sleep the other night. Yeah. Yeah, I woke up and like I just looked over and just Trina was just scrolling through TikTok like you were out.
Oh.
Yeah, you were sleep talking.
Sleep talking. Did you just come up with that off the cuff?
Yeah, off the dome. Boom.
Wow, that's impressive.
Pretty good, huh?
Well, I thought you were serious because I have talked to my sleep before.
Yeah, I know. You talk in your sleep all the time.
And you told me about it.
Yeah, like you literally, you're on TikTok in your sleep all the time. It's so odd. I don't know.
Okay, so if you're like me and you're addicted to TikTok, listen to the remainder of this episode.
Yeah, because we're working through this together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One day at a time. And that's part of our niche. Is we talk about all these things, and this is primarily what we struggle with, and I think is really the meaning of life, is to be present in your life. And I don't know. Our niche is that this is really hard for us too, and we're just trying to figure out how to get better at it. So
yeah, exactly. So we're glad you're along for the journey. And if you like this kind of thing, please hit the notification bell. You can always be notified every Sunday when we drop that new episode. And also go check us out on social media. And before we dive into anything, we need to do what, Train?
We need to name our moments of pure bliss, joy, and happiness.
Pure bliss, joy, and happiness from this week. So this is a great mindfulness tip number 1. It's kind of why we do it on every episode to start it off.
Gratitude.
Yeah, just to kind of express gratitude. Take a second to reflect on your week and things that you enjoyed about this week. And that's why we started off that way. So that's a little extra tip because that's not even. So we got 11 tips today.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Bonus tip. Yep. Anyways, do you want to kick us off for thankful, grateful, and blessed?
Yeah. Thankful, grateful, and blessed. And I'm curious to know if you thought of something this time, Chase.
No, I haven't. So
honestly, I kind of have been forgetting to as well, which is literally part of our problem.
Yeah.
So let's see. My small moment of joy. So my moment of joy is this week I worked with a student and I was prompting him to self-reflect on what helped him get out of like a negative energy space pretty much. And he told me that I helped him and I was like, oh, that's nice. And I questioned more and he said, because I talked positively to him and it was the sweetest thing. And I feel like I don't get that feedback like a ton because, you know, I work with kids and everything. So it's to be expected. So whenever you hear something like that, you're like, oh, I am making a difference, even if it's for one student and even if it's for one day, I'm making a difference. So
you are making a difference.
Thanks. But that was my small moments of joy. What was yours, Chasey?
Lovely. I got to do mine now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is my turn.
Yes.
It's my turn to go.
Yes.
You're all done with yours?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yeah, I would say my moment of joy, I felt very helpful this week. Yeah. I felt very helpful in my career. I felt like I helped a lot of people this week. I had some really good conversations because my job consists of me kind of going out on site and meeting people. And so I felt just really helpful and I really got in some very engaging conversations, which is always great. So, and so I'll just say I felt very, very helpful. That would be the thing that brought me the most joy today, is just being helpful. And that's something that we're aspiring to do even more of. We just kind of talked about that the other day. So being able to give back a little bit more, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You mean like me and you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would be really cool to like start some like volunteering somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be great. But anyways, that's kind of, that's what I'm reflecting on, is just having some really good conversations with some really good people this week. And that always feels good because I love meeting new people. And with that all being said, let's dive right in.
We remembered.
We did it.
Yeah.
We didn't even count down this time.
We did it. Da 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 da. Why am I singing?
We didn't even count down this time. We're getting so good at this thing. I'm so proud of us.
Wow, so proud.
10 episodes in and we got the hang of it. Anyways, let's dive right into Trin. Can you tell me a little bit, what is mindfulness?
I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
So the definition that I found on the web is.
Can you cite your sources, please, before you?
I can't.
You can't cite it.
I can't cite it.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Anyways,
continue.
Mindfulness is a mental state that is achieved by focusing on one's awareness of the present moment. And the definition on Google, it went on to say some other good things, but I was kind of tired of writing. So basically, it's focusing on the present moment. I feel like most people know that, but I just wanted to look up, textbook term, what it means.
Yeah. Just a little fun fact for the actual textbook term of what it means, just in case you weren't aware.
It's a mental state.
It's a mental state, yeah. Perfect. So let's kick it off. Tip number 1, which we were going to try to do before the podcast, but it was kind of a failure. A little bit.
It was a little bit of a failure.
Um,
I mean, I was down, but Chase was Russian, so.
yeah, we kind of got around to podcasting today just a little bit late. So, had to kind of rush through to kind of get rolling. But anyways, tip number 1 is to
Meditate.
Yes, meditate. So we were going to try to do a meditation before the podcast so we can get in the right mindset. And I would say this one's probably one of the more common tips for being mindful. And I used to meditate quite a bit a while back. I haven't meditated in a long time. But it's definitely something that I would like to start implementing in my own life. But I used to use Headspace quite a bit.
Yeah, and I've also used Headspace, and that's what we were going to do because today. But we looked on Headspace, and I think I have to sign up for it. They don't have any free ones on there anymore.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a bone to pick with Headspace.
Yeah, they used to have a lot of free ones, and then you just pay an upgrade, and then you'd have
more
different ones.
Yeah, more unlocked. But from my knowledge, I did not see that on there anymore. But I think I am going to pay for a subscription because for me, meditation, I feel like it's so much easier if there is if it's a guided meditation because I feel like it's easier to focus and to kind of know where you're going with it versus if I just try to sit there in silence and kind of guide myself through it, noticing what thoughts are coming up and having no judgment towards them and all that other stuff they tell you to do, like body scan.
Yeah.
I feel like I need someone telling me what to do so I can really focus on it. But that's just me. But yeah, that is something that I think it would be so beneficial if you did it with fidelity and consistently. So yeah, number 1 is to meditate.
Yeah. And the Headspace guy, his voice is so soothing.
I know
it's very soothing.
Yeah, that's something else. A calming voice can just be all the difference.
Listen to the sound of my voice. Now take a deep breath in and out.
That was good.
Does that sound good?
I feel calm.
Are you calm right now?
No, I'm never calm.
I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start my own app.
That's a good idea.
Team White Mocha Space.
And we're going to have free little meditations on there.
Yeah, we're going to have free meditations on there.
No matter how big we get, we're going to keep the free ones.
Yep. Absolutely. So meditating, and that obviously helps just ground you. I used to do it in the morning quite a bit, and I remember it being super helpful. And it was so helpful that I stopped doing it.
Wow.
How does that work?
I think it's because you're like, oh, I'm great.
Yeah.
And then you stop doing it, and then it comes back.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No.
Oh, okay. So if you're not experiencing
you do it so much to where you're in a good space just on the regular.
Yeah, and then you're not noticing oh man, I'm really anxious and not in the moment all the time.
Yeah.
Because if you're focused on that, if you're noticing that about yourself, you're going to be like, wow, I really need to implement something.
Yep. That's
but when you're implementing something and it's working, then it can be and you stop it. You're like, oh, I don't need that anymore.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe just a theory I had about you. Maybe why you stopped. I don't know.
And you know what they say? Something that's easy to do is also easy not to do.
Wow. Like who's they? Who said that?
I think Jim Rohn, maybe.
Just they.
What's easy to do is also easy not to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed that? How I do it all the time. I'm like, well, they say blah, blah, blah.
But where's that source coming from?
I'm like, who is they?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
We don't know.
Who said it?
Anyways, yeah, meditate, get an app, or you can hop on YouTube, obviously, and just plug some headphones in and really just take that time to focus on your breathing and being present in the moment. Someone guides you through this experience. And as soon as Trina and I get our app out there for meditation, we'll let y'all know.
All right.
Yeah. Tip number 2.
Okay, what's tip number 2? Oh, it kind of goes in with tip number 1, and that is breathing techniques. Okay. And again, you can use breathing techniques when you're meditating, but I also think that you can use breathing techniques in a lot of other times, throughout your day. Just because whether it's just noticing your breath and focusing on your breathing, or you can use it in moments that you do feel your breath, becoming short or.
Yeah. Like if you're feeling anxious and you start to,
Mm-hmm.
Your heart's beating a little bit quicker. You're starting to breathe a little bit faster.
Yeah, me 75% of my life. We're laughing, but it's seriously a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so one breathing technique that I like to try to do is called squared breathing or 4x4 breathing. So basically, you're going to breathe in through your nose for 4. You're going to hold it for 4. You're going to breathe out for 4. And then you're going to hold it for 4 and start over. And I would say like you should probably do this like a few times. I don't know for how long. Or another one that I recently saw, because I think there's some science too behind like your breath out being longer. Have you ever heard that?
Or like, what did they say? Didn't we read something about sighing one time? Like how sighing releases.
Oh, yeah.
Like anxiety or something along those lines.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a self-regulation.
It's almost along the same lines.
Mm-hmm. I do it I use sighing all the time, like subconsciously.
Mm-hmm.
But so another way you could do, like instead of like the squared breathing, you could just breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for like 8. That way your breath out is longer.
It's almost like triangle breathing.
Mm.
One up. Yeah. You can breathe in any kind of shape you want.
Wait, is triangle breathing like a thing? Okay, because I was like, wow, I've never heard you talk about that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you could do circle breathing.
Yeah,
you could do rhombus breathing. Parallelogram breathing.
Yeah. And you shape your feeling. You shape your feeling that day. You just breathe that way.
Okay, but for real, squared breathing.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep.
I also teach this one to kids sometimes. So imagine you're holding a piece of pizza and you breathe in, you're smelling that pizza, smells good. I say, what's on your pizza? You like pepperoni? You like pineapple? What do you like? And then you blow on it because you're cooling that puppy down. Okay? You got to cool that pizza down. It's a hot pizza. It's a hot
fresh
pizza.
Out the oven.
And then you can pretend like you're eating it and imagine what it tastes like.
Then you're in the moment.
Yeah. So if you have kids, that might be a good one. Tell your kids.
Yep. Imagine a pizza.
Or yourself. You can also do that.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes.
I like that.
I don't actually do that sometimes, but
I like that. Tip number 3 is use your senses to ground you. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. So I used this on Trine one time, and it worked great. Do you remember that? I kind of turned into a social worker for a minute. Do you remember? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I went straight psychologist on Trine one time. I don't know where I heard this technique from, but I heard it somewhere.
You probably heard it from me.
You're probably right. Yeah.
I say this one all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So this technique is all about focusing on your senses, your 5 senses. Mm-hmm. And then it's about naming things that you are within your 5 senses. I'm messing this all up so bad.
You're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. Naming things within your 5 senses that you are noticing right in that moment. So, sense number 1, sight. So what am I seeing right now? Then you start to kind of go through and, I'm seeing the camera. I'm seeing our microphones. I'm seeing my wife right now. And then smell. What are you smelling right now? I'm smelling this nice candle that we got lit over here. What am I hearing right now? I'm actually hearing myself talk because we have headphones on, and so you can hear it in real time. What is the other ones? What am I feeling?
Yeah, so like touch.
Yeah, touch. What am I feeling right now? I'm being real grounded with my touch.
And the point of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 part of it is it's like 5 things that you can touch around you, and then you can think about what they feel like or only focus on what that feels like. And then when you get down to like 1, so when I'm doing 1, I usually do taste because you can't taste too much at the same time. And then when I focus on the different senses, I like to focus on things that I normally wouldn't notice.
Mm.
So that's a really important part because it kind of gets you out of like your autopilot. Like you're just not in the moment. You're just going through life. It kind of slows you down, and it's like, wait, I hear footsteps outside of our apartment door. Like things that you
Do you really though? Because that's kind of sketchy.
no.
Okay.
Or I just heard a car drive by. Like things that you just put on in the background and you don't even notice it.
Gotcha.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
No, you can explain that way better than I can because
you're doing good.
you know
though.
a lot more about that than I do. So naming 5 things
Mm-hmm.
and then different. So, okay.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, so 5,
Yeah.
is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, I mean,
And then
I don't know that it really matters, but
okay.
when I get down to like here, I always do like touch and sight for like 5 and 4 because you can obviously see way more things and feel way more things in your environment versus like when it gets down to hearing, well, it might be really quiet. I don't know.
Right. It might be hard to name multiple things that you're hearing maybe.
Yeah, but that's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Helps you get, grounded and really be a sense of awareness in your environment.
Mm-hmm.
And also what kind of correlates with this is going on some mindful walks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically just doing this technique, you don't have to do it in like only 5 things of this sense or 3 things of this sense, whatever. But if you just go on a walk and put your phone away and just really try to be present and like hear the winds, like look at all the nature, just feel your body walking, whatever, just be really present.
Yeah. I think nature helps me out a lot with being present.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially now because, well, we're in Missouri, so it's cold right now, so we really can't be out and about. But one thing Trina and I love to do is we love to go on walks. I know I'm getting sad just thinking about it.
I'm crying.
Yeah. But I'm really excited because, it's coming up soon. We'll be able to get back out and go find a trail somewhere and go on walks. I think that really helps. And there's just something about being out in nature that just really, like, I don't know what it is. It's just,
for you.
it really does. It's like, and maybe it's just a primal thing, being out in nature.
Maybe.
It just does something to where like I'm just very mindful in the moment. Like I love the smell of nature, like just everything. It just really helps a lot. And intentional walking, we kind of talked about that as well, didn't we, a little bit? So when you are walking and you're going on your mindful walk, just think about like, okay, what muscles am I engaging right now? How's this feeling? How's the ground feeling when I'm making contact with it? What am I seeing around me? What am I smelling? How am I feeling this? Really just kind of focus on, everything that's going on and just kind of do what you had mentioned before. Just scan your body, what all is happening in this very moment. And that kind of just helps you be centered and more grounded.
Yeah, for sure. When I do this when I'm walking, I normally detect lower back pain.
Yeah, really?
No, I was
That's
just
not good.
honestly, I was just trying to be funny, but I really
okay.
do get,
You do?
I really do notice that in my body. Sometimes.
Well, I have really bad posture, so it's going to happen to me eventually.
I have really bad breath in the morning.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's from?
No, I don't.
Okay. New husband. I'm just kidding.
Oh, really?
It's
Okay.
from Mean Girls.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Wait, what was the quote one more time?
I have really bad breath in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
You know when they're like, my nail beds suck.
Yeah.
My hairline's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. Okay, last
anyways.
time you talked about air fryers, so I brought up Mean Girls because why not?
Yeah.
So,
movie.
do you want to move on?
Yeah, we can move on to the next one if you want.
So tip number 4 is to focus on one thing at a time. So this is getting away from
Whoa. What do we call it?
unitask. Is that how you say it?
Unitasking.
Unitask.
So we're not multitasking, we're unitasking.
Yes, indeed.
I just think that sounds cool. I've never heard that before.
Unitask. I know Chase said unitask earlier, and I was like, what? What is that? But I think it's kind of, it's getting away from trying to do a million things at once. I have noticed that causes me a lot of stress.
Yeah.
If I'm like trying to juggle a bunch of stuff, even if I think I can, you're usually less effective at all the things you're doing. Okay.
Yeah. And it also keeps you from being mindful because you're like thinking about the next task that I have to get completed after this, or you're kind of just, Rolodexing through all these things you need to get done in your head. So the unitask, just focusing on one thing at a time. Be super present in the one thing that you are doing. It doesn't even have to be work related. It could just be life related in general. Like you and I right now, we are just having a conversation. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're unitasking right now.
Yeah. I mean, we're also recording ourselves and
Yeah. There's other things going on.
and other things.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No.
But we are focusing right now just on this in our conversation and this task at hand.
Yeah. Yeah. And side note, but like this activity of recording a podcast is actually a very mindful practice for me.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels great.
Just it forces you to be in the moment in real time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
yeah, unitask. I have recently started doing this with like chores, because I used to like try to clean all around the house or all around our apartment at once. But I've been like utilizing like setting a timer. And then I'm like, okay, for 15 minutes, I'm just doing the laundry. Like I'm just folding the laundry. That's it. It's like, it's not me like frantically going all around the apartment and trying to put away this laundry. Oh, and then I see like those hangers. Oh, I need to go pick up those hangers. And then, oh, I see the bathroom. Oh, I forgot to put a new trash bag in the trash can.
Yeah, because that's my style of cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's bad. Because
it's not bad, but.
Yeah, I mean, at least you're cleaning. But like, I literally do like I'll start on one task and then like I'll like get easily sidetracked and then I'm in the middle of doing this other task. But yeah, so I need to work on unitasking for sure.
Oh yeah, me too. I literally just tried that. Remember last week when I had a snow day? Yeah. I feel like a big nerd for doing this, but I wrote down how long I thought each task would take to complete, and then I timed it to see how long it actually took. Mm-hmm. It kind of feels a little nerdy when I'm saying it out loud.
I don't think it's nerdy. I think it's neat.
But it was like a realization of how long things actually take me, because they don't take as long as you think if you just focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure almost every time was lower than what you were expecting, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like significantly lower.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. I think it was also because I was purely focusing on that one thing.
Yep.
So, not getting sidetracked with multitasking.
Yep. And only like 2% of people can actually multitask. Do you know that? Fun fact.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it was something like that. I don't know. I may have read that somewhere.
I don't think I'm one of those people.
Yep. Me neither. Anyways, number 5. This is my favorite one.
That's so weird that you said that, because I was literally thinking that.
Were you going to say that?
No, like I thought in my head, like my inner voice, I heard, this is my favorite. And then you said that.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. It's like we're on the same wavelength right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And number 5 is find hobbies that make you feel present in the moment.
That make you feel alive.
Yeah, make you feel alive. Skydiving, perhaps. Bungee jumping.
That would definitely not make me feel in the moment. That would make me feel like ending the moment very quickly and going to do something else.
You'd feel alive, though.
That's true. But I would be thinking of the future when I wasn't in that scary situation.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a big one because this is what helps me out the most. I think the most, like okay, hold on. How am I going to word this? I think the times when I'm most in the moment is whenever I'm doing like my hobbies that I'm interested in, like going golfing, for example. Like, you're only focusing on, the shot and the task at hand and this hole. And, you're not focused on anything else besides what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so helpful for just kind of being in the moment. Now, of course, with golf comes a little frustration, and I think I need to work on that. Okay.
Oh.
Because sometimes you're not having a good day, and then you're not in the moment anymore because you're kind of frustrated.
Oh.
But, it does help because you're out there for a long period of time. You're in nature, and you're just focused at the task at hand. And the other things like mountain biking, I know, like I've talked about that one before, but
Mm-hmm.
like literally, like you have to be in the moment when you're mountain biking because there's consequences if you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Martial arts would be great too.
Mm-hmm.
So just finding a hobby, something that you're interested in that just helps you be more present and more in the moment. I think that is just great.
Yeah.
What do you think, Trine?
I agree with that. I think my hobbies that make me feel alive, if you will, or present are I like reading. Like if I'm really into a book, which I've been slacking on this year, and I like really want to push myself further in the book I'm reading so that I can get really into it so that it can serve as that thing for me again.
Yeah.
And then weightlifting, going to the gym.
Yeah.
That makes me feel really in the moment. And here's something
good
that
one.
I feel like most people don't think of as like a mindful activity, especially like a hobby, but connection. So being around people and connecting with them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like really connecting with them.
Yeah. That's kind of going into our next tip.
But that is super mindful for me.
Yeah.
Like, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Like you just feel in the moment.
Because you're forced to be kind of in the moment and engage with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you want to, you can just go ahead and take that, and you can just piggyback right into tip number 6 if you'd like. Yeah.
Oh, was that a hint?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so number 6 is...
I was just teeing you up.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we're talking about golf a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that was a golf reference.
It
Good
was...
catch. I wasn't even trying to do that.
Okay. Number 6 is to be engaged and curious. So when we were talking about like being engaged and curious, we were thinking of it in relation to conversations with people, being around people, be engaged with them, like practice active listening, be curious about, how they're doing and whatever the conversation is about. But this also means like be engaged and curious about the world around you.
Mm-hmm.
So we were actually just doing this. So we just went and got coffee, and we were like kind of brainstorming for this episode. And I really like this one because I feel like this is one that I don't do ever really.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it is really helpful. Like just like, what did I say? Like we were walking past,
Yeah, Trina's like, I'm curious about these walls right now.
okay. I was just kind of being dumb with that one, but
And then we got in the elevator and there was some like Germex in the elevator or something. And you're like, I'm curious about this being in the elevator.
yeah, well, my curiosity was, I wonder if they put this Germex here during COVID, or I wonder if they already had Germex in there before.
Good point.
Yeah. But just like being curious about the world around you, I think, I don't know, it really does put you in the moment. And it like, I don't know.
You realize it kind of takes you out of you being in your own world,
Yeah, and in
like
your
you're
own
being
head.
curious about something else that's going on.
Outside.
Outside of you and thinking through what's going on in your world and your head kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
And I also think if I start to observe the world around me more often and practice curiosity, I think that I would know where I'm going more often. So
Yeah, you would. Yeah. Trina's not the best with directions, y'all. Okay.
I'm not.
Now, I love you to death. Okay, but it's just not your strong suit,
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna defend myself here.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But there's something to be said for like being curious,
Yeah.
being observant. I just really like that tip. Like I really want to like try to practice that.
Yeah. I like it.
So you want to do tip number 7?
Yeah, I can do it if you want me to. Okay. So tip number 7 is I have to read it.
Okay.
There's a lot on tip number 7.
Okay.
So for those of you all who aren't watching the podcast, I just picked up the notebook and Trine just gave me the dirtiest look for picking it.
Well, I didn't know why you were picking it up and put it in front of your face.
Because it's a lot to read.
Okay, go ahead and read it.
Gosh, I feel so judged right now.
Sorry.
Anyways, number 7 is being intentional and just slowing down. And we talked about this one a little bit before when we were in the line in Starbucks. But my thoughts around this are, really just slow down and take the time to, obviously just take in everything that's going on around you. I tend to do this a lot more on like Sundays, it seems like, because of course, you get the weekend scaries going on. And you're like, oh, I got to go back to Monday. Sunday scaries, yeah. And, oh, I got to go back to work on Monday. So on Sundays, I found that I'm able to put myself, like, in the mode of being able to do this a lot more and being more intentional and slowing down. And I don't know how I do it, really. I really don't know. I just kind of like, and it's weird because on Friday and Saturday, I don't really do this as much. But I think it's because I have it in the back of my mind, like, oh, like, I got another day off or whatever, which is so terrible because, I wish that I had a career that I didn't feel that way. But,
don't we all?
Yeah. But anyways, so I think on Sundays, it's kind of like, your last day off in the weekend. And so I just am able to kind of slow down and just kind of take it in a little bit more than others. But I think this is something that I wish I could put myself in that state a little bit more often of being able to just slow down and take it in and enjoy things and enjoy what's going on right in this moment.
Yeah. And I honestly, like, you are really good at that. I kind of envy that. Actually, I a lot of envy that. And it's something that I want to improve on is like, not stressing out all Sunday about all the things that are coming up and preparing for them and like all
on
the
Monday.
things.
Yeah,
and all the things that you need to get done before the busy work week starts again.
Yeah.
So hopefully when it warms up it'll be a little easier to do that just because we can like be outside. I think being outside really helps, honestly, and so we can like be outside more.
Yeah.
But
and I think another thing I do that kind of helps me get in that mindset is like I think through like how much time I have like left in the day, which it kind of just sounds a little weird, but like I do feel like I do that a lot. Like I'll be like, oh, okay, like, I got 4 hours until 10 o'clock before I'm about to go to bed. And I don't know what that does, but for me personally, it's like when I think through that, and then I'm like, oh, okay, like I have time. I can just be here. Like I'm right here. Like I have time before I go to bed, and then I have to wake up and go do my job again or whatever the case is. And I think just thinking through that also helps me. And I don't know why, but
see, that's really interesting because I feel like I do that too, but I do that in more of a negative way. Like, oh, I only have 4 hours.
Yeah. Like, oh, I got to get all this done, and then I have to go to sleep and wake up and go do this job kind of thing.
Yeah. Just like that makes me anxious to think about like the time ticking.
Yeah, exactly. Which, one day, hopefully it won't feel like that.
Sure.
and Monday, of course, I don't hate Mondays, I want I want to love them. I want to have positive everything and be able to find something that I'm really passionate I enjoy doing throughout the week.
I know.
That's, the goal.
I know.
To not feel that way.
I know. Like I have the same goal, and I think that I think that the more like of these tips that you implement, I think that it can, I don't know. I think that no matter like what job you have or how stressful it is, I think that if you really master mindfulness and really start to be in control of yourself, of your feelings, emotions, managing your stress, I feel like you could change your life. Like with,
Yeah.
not even with a job change, like no matter what your job is, like I feel like this is the key,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Like actually putting some of this into practice
Yeah.
and being more mindful, being in the moment. Like, you know, it's Saturday right now. You know, we got some family coming over. It's going to be a good time. We're going to our favorite restaurant tonight,
Yeah.
which is a lot of fun. So just kind of thinking through that, not thinking about, you know, kind of living in the future and just like, oh, well, you know, tomorrow's going to come. And then the next day after that, I have to go back to work and have all this stuff going on at work and yada, yada. So,
Yeah. So something that I also wanted to mention that goes along with this living with intention is called the power of pause. And this is just this is just recognizing that, and this is a quote, but I'm going to totally mess it up, but recognizing that between the stimulus and the response lies a space. Okay. And in this space is the power to choose what your response is going to be. So it just kind of like helps you to slow down and practice self-regulation and respond to things in your life, like just throughout the day, with intention.
yeah, instead of being so reactive.
Yes.
Right.
So it's basically just like taking your power back. I feel like people that do this on the regular are just grounded people.
Yeah.
Like, just if you imagine like a person that has so much control over their actions, over how they respond to people, like I want that so bad, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I love like people who really think through what they're going to say, and you can tell like, you know, it's like they really thought through how they're going to approach this situation. They're not like so reactive. Like we were talking about in the car, because I was trying to figure out exactly what like she was trying to say by this. And so like if somebody like insults you or says something really mean to you, instead of just reacting right away, and this, it's like, okay, there's a stimulus of someone just insulted you, and then there's a nice little space in between that and then your response. And so taking that time to really be present in the moment, think through it, and then have a better response instead of just being so reactive.
Yeah. Just the power of pause.
Yeah.
Just pausing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's super underrated.
It is. Yeah. I remember like in the sales world, we used to talk about that all the time too. It just being something really powerful. Yeah. Like silence, like the power of just silence in general, you know, like if you, and I don't know why I keep thinking of like something negative, like insulting people.
Yeah.
But like if someone insults you and you just pause and say nothing and just go silent for a minute, like if I did that to somebody and they just pause, I'll just be like, okay, like say something back. That would mess me up big time. Like that.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it like that.
You ever thought about it? Yeah, just going silent, you know. First one who talks loses.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always taught in school, like, you have to get comfortable with awkward silences and pauses. Like, I seriously remember that being a topic of discussion frequently, is there is a lot of power in silence.
Oh, yeah.
And you just have to embrace it.
Embrace it.
And
embrace the silence.
And not try to feel that fill that uncomfortable silence with like words just to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's interesting.
I love that.
What's tip number 8, homie?
Tip number 8, homie, is I feel like you should do this tip.
I feel like I should do that tip too.
This is a good one.
Oh, like you feel like I should say it.
Yeah.
Okay, number 8 is get off your phone. throw it in the trash can, flush it down the toilet, hope you enjoy it.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
No.
Like,
What is it?
it was like a We Will Rock You, but it was like, flush you down the toilet, hope you enjoy it, throw you in a trash can, never let you out again.
What?
You know, it was like one of those little like
a nursery rhyme?
It's not a nursery rhyme. Not the nursery.
Is that what you say to babies before?
No, it's like one of those like little like chants you did as a kid.
Oh.
Like, what was that one?
Like stop, drop, and roll?
No, but that is burned into my mind forever.
That is. I feel like that, like, as a kid, I feel like as an adult, I was going to encounter situations where I'd have to do that.
Like stop, drop, and roll once a week.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, like they were really pressing this hard. Like, I feel like as an adult, I'm going to catch on fire all the time or something.
I know. Stop, drop,
I'm
going to
need to know this. Like,
but hey, if I'm ever on fire,
you know exactly what to do.
It's
burned. It's burned in there, you know.
Thank you.
That I didn't mean to say it like that. Did you pick up on that?
I did.
Burned in there. Yeah, that was kind
Anyways, yeah, get off your phone. Okay.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Listen, especially social media. I heard this girl talking about. Okay, I'm gonna be like super transparent. I heard it on TikTok, which is my addiction.
Yeah, which is Trina's addiction, but that's okay.
But she was talking. What? No, wait a second. This might have been on a podcast. This might have been on
Which
a
one
podcast.
was it from?
I think it was Girls with Goals. That is a podcast I listen to sometimes. But anyways, I think that what she was talking about is like if you're in like one of those seasons of life where like you can't seem to like get off your phone, like all you want to do is like scroll, and then everything else seems boring, because that's where I am right now. It's like I'm not getting like a new refresh every 2 seconds. I seriously wonder, like, I want to look into that sometime and see like what that does to your brain. Especially for like kids with like who are going through all this brain development, like, and they're scrolling on TikTok.
Just like the dopamine of it.
Yeah, it's just
over
like,
and over and over again.
Well, and also just like all the information that you're like taking in versus like if you think about like watching a show, like sure you're still doing like a kind of like a mindless screen time thing, but it's not like sensory. It's not like you're putting all of this information and your brain is sorting all of this information like it does like when you're scrolling through TikTok. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah.
Because it's like so many different ideas and information every 5 seconds, basically.
That's a good point.
Versus like if you're watching a TV show, there's one plot.
Yeah.
5 characters, not 1,700.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, I know. So the tip is that I heard on this podcast was to, if you're like really struggling with just wanting to scroll all the time, like just try to like watch a TV show.
Yeah.
Which isn't like super great, but it's also kind of realistic.
Yeah.
And like a little bit better.
But the worst part about when we're watching, like we'll be watching a TV show and then like a little commercial will come on and then we immediately go to our phones and then start scrolling again.
Yes.
Which is so, it's like we can't go this 2-minute commercial without stimulus in some way, shape, or form. Like without touching our phone, or like we like constantly need that. And I don't know how to get away from that, you know?
I don't know either. Like, I feel like I know we are not the only people that struggle with this.
Oh, no. I think it's our generation thing. Like,
yeah,
it's just super, you know, it's just what it is.
And that's why I'm saying, like, I wonder about kids because, like, some of the kids I work with are talking about how they're on TikTok and everything. And I'm like, I am too. But, like, when I was your age, I wasn't. Yeah. Because we didn't grow up with social media like how it is now. Like, it started to be introduced when we were in, like, high school. Like Snapchat and Instagram. Or, I mean, I guess we had Facebook.
Yeah, we had Facebook.
I got a Facebook in 5th grade.
Yeah, I can't remember. My friend made me a Facebook.
But it wasn't on our phones.
Yeah, we didn't have it.
It was on like you had to go to the desktop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, if you were only allowed to be on the desktop for 1 hour, you're only on Facebook for 1 hour, whatever it
Yeah.
was, you know?
It wasn't just like in your left pocket
Like,
all the time.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting. And then I think it's interesting too for like teachers and stuff. Like, how do you keep these kids engaged whenever
Yeah, or like anyone
they're
working
getting,
with kids.
you know, yeah, you know, like I think it just adds so many different elements to
I know.
development.
I know. Oh my goodness.
Because it's
wow.
like, you know, you're
Mind-blowing.
just boom, engage, scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to go sit in a lecture for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, how are you know, like what that does to your brain. I don't know. Interesting. But you talked about meditating in the bathroom.
Okay, well, again, on a social media platform that shall not be named, I saw that this girl talking about meditating in the bathroom, and I was like, that's kind of weird. But then I was like, wait, that's kind of really smart. And then I was thinking about it, and admittingly, like, I'll go to like brush my teeth and I'll still be on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be scrolling. I'll let a TikTok play 3 times and I'll just keep brushing my teeth. Oh, and I'm going to scroll again. Like,
Yep.
constant entertainment. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel anxious if I don't have my phone and I go into the bathroom to do my nighttime routine, if you will. I don't have really that much of a nighttime routine, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
So practice just taking care of yourself without having to also be on your phone.
Yeah. Go to the bathroom without your phone.
Go to the bathroom without your phone.
Okay, listen though.
Sit with your thoughts for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, like, and this is a trait of most men, you know, we go to the bathroom for a very long time.
Okay.
And it's just and the reason why we're in there so long is because a lot of times we are on our phone.
Okay, I'm not talking about
and it's kind of just like our
that.
sanctuary.
I'm not talking about that, Chase.
Yes, huh?
I'm talking about like going to the bathroom to like wash your face, brush your...
No, I don't think that she was referring to that.
I don't care what... That's not what I'm referring to. Okay, I'm referring to going in there to like do all of the things I need to get ready for bed.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we're definitely on 2 different pages there. All good.
Okay.
Anyways, number 9. Does that say mindful eating?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that was on there.
Yeah.
What is that about?
It's just
it has
like...
the definition in the name.
Yeah. It's just eating mindfully.
All right, next tip.
Oh my goodness. So no, I thought this was a good one to mention because I don't feel like I always do this. Especially like at work, I'll try to like eat real quick while also like doing something on my computer or also like figuring out what the rest of my day looks like or something. And I think that there's just, I mean, you eat 3 times a day. I mean, maybe you don't, but maybe you do.
More than that, I feel like.
What?
No, probably not. Never mind. Go on.
So let's say eat 3 times a day. Like, why not just make it like a habit, a ritual, if you will, to be present while you're eating? Just,
yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like you're already going to be doing that. So make it mindful, you know?
Yeah.
Slow down, really chew your food, really think about what it tastes like, really enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, what does it smell like? What's it taste like? What does it feel like?
Yeah, what does it feel like?
Feels great to eat. I love to eat.
Yeah.
And I think this is also just a good time to not be on your phone, just enjoy your food, and also just express gratitude for it too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, mindful eating. I don't know. I feel like that's just an easy...
I like that.
It's an easy like thing that I feel like you can do, like you can implement.
Well, I feel like it's good too because I know, for example, on my job, I used to like never take lunch breaks. And I used to like never take time to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And because I just had so much going on, I was so busy. And you just, kind of just skip right through lunch. But now, like, I put in my calendar and I take a lunch break and I shut everything else down and I'm just focused on that. And that almost kind of helps as a nice recharge to be able to go into the second half of your day feeling much better and kind of just a sense of relief. So that's why I like that. Being mindful eating is just like, on your lunch break, just make sure you're focusing on, okay, hey, I'm on this break. I'm eating this food and I'm not focused on these tasks that I have ahead of me for the rest of the day. Like I'm just strictly here to recharge, regroup, and get ready to do what I need to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm really proud of you because I used to come home and I'd be like, what'd you have for lunch?
Yeah, she was furious at me.
And he would be like, nothing. And I'd be like, no. You need to eat.
You need to eat right now.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I'd be so mad. Because it's not healthy. Like,
it's not.
You can't, your brain and your body is not functioning optimally if you're not eating.
You need it. Yeah.
So.
Yep. And our last tip here for this evening is...
This afternoon, evening.
Yeah, afternoon, evening.
Is...
journaling. Oh, we didn't build up to it very good, did we?
It's all right.
That's okay. All good.
This is the last tip. It's journaling.
Yeah.
Journal.
Thanks for coming.
Write
things
down.
Yeah. But journaling, obviously helping. I've never tried this before, but I know I've heard of a lot of people, having a lot of success with journaling and finding it really valuable to actually sit down and reflect and actually write down things from your day, process your emotions. It's just something I've never tried before personally, but I can see the value in it.
Yeah, I feel like I've journaled throughout my life, but not consistently.
Yeah.
So I have a journal that I've kept since like 2016 and like I don't know. It really depends. Like for a while.
Oh, yeah, that was fun to read through. We read through some of them, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be more frequently that I'd write in it, but now it's like every maybe 6 months I'll like write a little update in it. So I remember like I wrote about meeting Chase and that was 5 years ago.
Yeah. We should revisit that.
Yeah.
We should read that on the podcast.
No, we shouldn't.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine.
So anyways.
If you'd like to hear that on the podcast, let us know.
No, what we should do is we should read old Facebook statuses.
Oh, no. Mine was just a bunch of song lyrics from like emo songs.
That's great. That is
gold.
That is gold. Mine was like, I like glitter, I'm random. So, anyways.
Oh my gosh. Mine was
journaling.
Like, Ohio is for lovers lyrics.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know that. Is that a band?
It's like the typical like emo band kind of thing, That was what I was all about,
Dear Maria, count me in.
Yeah, that's pretty much what like my statuses were at that one time. Or To Be Honest, do you remember those?
Oh, TBH.
Yeah, TBHs.
Like for a TBH.
Yeah, do you remember doing that?
Or like for a rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Like for a rate.
That was so big for a period of time.
TBH and rate. Oh, if you got 2 in 1.
Yeah.
Gold.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Wow. Good times.
So anyways, the other point I wanted to say about journaling, I do want to pick this up, like to start doing more regularly. And it doesn't have to be like you sit down and journal for an hour. Like it can be 5 minutes. It could be writing 3 things down that you're grateful for. I've tried that before. I want to try this because I really want to get super good at identifying my emotions in the moment and recognizing that so that I know how to help myself moving forward. Because I feel like sometimes I feel not okay, but I don't necessarily know why I don't feel okay. Yeah. And I feel like if I could be more aware of what emotions I'm feeling, I feel like that would be really helpful. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, journaling, maybe we'll try it and see how that works out for us.
And then we'll let you all know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we can do that for our challenge this week.
I've been talking about wanting to do that. I feel like the last 3 podcast episodes. So.
Yep. So yeah, what's the challenge for this week? Did you think of one? I got one.
All right.
Think through a few of these tips. I want you to choose 3 tips. And really try to implement them this week.
How and about just 1?
No, I think 3's good.
3 of them.
Yeah. Do you accept the challenge?
Okay.
Take 3 of the tips and try to implement them in your life and see what the outcome is. And let us know. If you found any of this helpful, of course, as well, share this podcast with a friend. It helps us grow. Or write us a review. That just helps us to continue to grow this podcast and reach more people. So
yeah. So if you're whether it's gonna be meditating, finding a hobby that makes you feel alive and present, whether it's practicing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 strategy on your daily lunch break.
Yeah.
Find 3 that work for you.
That sounded really good. And you can breathe in any.
It sounds like an infomercial.
Any shape that you want. Yeah.
In any shape that you want. If you want to do circle breathing.
Do circle breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's helpful.
Okay, I need to choose one that I'm going to do. Oh, we wanted to start getting off of our phones at like 8 o'clock and then not touching them.
That's what we're going to implement to try to help with the phone addiction issue.
So you can also do that if you want to hop on what we're doing.
Yep. Absolutely. So, again, if you made it this far, we appreciate you all so much. We love all the support. And we've had some other people here recently reach out to us in regards to the podcast. Just say some really nice things. So thank you all so much again and again and again. We really do appreciate it. We appreciate all the support and all the love. And we're 10 episodes in. That's a big accomplishment. So we got to go celebrate that.
Pew.
Boom, the big 1-0. And, of course, we post every single Sunday. Make sure to get notified so you never miss an episode. And we will be back next week with some other good stuff. Who knows what it'll be, but it's going to be good.
So we love you. Thank you for listening, especially if you got this far. And peace out. Yep.
We'll see you again. See y'all.